Stop right there. Do not scroll away from this screen. Do not let the noise of this world steal the next minutes from your destiny. This is an urgent interruption from heaven. You did not click this video by chance because I guided your hand to this exact intersection of time and space where your normal routine needs to stop right now. Listen to the sound of my voice in the deepest place of your spirit. I am speaking with divine purpose, not just making background noise for your day. Look at me right now. Take your hand off your screen and give me your absolute attention because something has just shifted in the unseen realm, and you cannot afford to ignore this warning. I am tired of trying to send you crucial signs that you continue to pass by. For 48 hours, I have been whispering to your soul, but the world has been too loud for you to hear. You have been running from task to task. Your mind races with endless worries about tomorrow. You are constantly checking notifications while you miss my throne. Heaven has been trying to catch your eye, but you keep looking down at the earth. I have placed subtle nudges in your path. I have disrupted your sleep patterns. I have brought a specific face to your mind when you least expected it, yet you brushed these holy moments away because you thought they were just random thoughts or simple anxiety. They were not random. They were my direct attempts to wake you up before it is too late. You are standing at a critical threshold today. If you choose to rush past this message, you are turning your back on a divine rescue mission that was specifically designed to protect the person you hold closest to your heart. The enemy wants you to remain distracted. He wants your phone to keep buzzing with meaningless information so you do not see the real battle happening around you. He loves when you are too busy to pray. He thrives when you are too tired to perceive the traps he has laid out in the dark for your family. But I have broken through the digital noise to grab your attention today. I have shattered the algorithmic pattern of your feed because my love for you is too great to let you sleepwalk into a tragedy. You are not a regular consumer of content. You are my chosen watchman, and I have anointed your eyes to see what others miss. Think about the strange heaviness you have been carrying in your chest lately. You thought it was just physical fatigue or stress from your daily workload. But that pressure is actually the spiritual alarm system inside your soul. And your spirit knows that a crisis is brewing even though your human eyes cannot see the danger yet. Someone very close to you is in deep trouble right now. This is not a distant stranger or someone you barely know. This is a soul whose life is intricately woven into your own daily existence. They are walking into a hidden pitfall, and they do not have the spiritual strength to save themselves from the fall without your help. They are putting on a brave face for the world around them. They smile when they talk to you. They tell everyone that they are doing completely fine, but behind closed doors, their spirit is breaking under a weight that is far too heavy for their shoulders, and they are silently crying out for help in the darkness. They are hiding their agony because they do not want to burden you with their problems. They know you are already carrying your own heavy bags, so they suffer in absolute silence, hoping the darkness will swallow their pain before anyone notices their true condition. But I see them, and I count every single one of their tears. And because I love them, I came to find you. I have designated you as their human lifeline in this hour of unseen warfare. If you ignore this warning and turn off this video, you are leaving that person unprotected in the middle of a vicious storm, and you may lose them forever because you chose distraction over obedience. Imagine the regret that would pierce your heart if you walked away now. You would look back at this exact moment and realize you had the keys to their deliverance but chose to walk away instead. Do not let your pride or your busyness convince you that this is just a hypothetical scenario because I tell you this is real. The enemy has drafted a blueprint for their destruction. He wants to isolate them. He wants to steal their peace, destroy their health, and shatter their future before they can fulfill the destiny I wrote for them. And he is counting on your distraction to execute his plan without facing any resistance from a prayer warrior. But I am putting a stop to his secret operations right now. I am handing you the authority to stand in the gap for that broken soul. You do not need to be a perfect theologian to fight this battle. You only need a willing heart that is ready to obey my voice without asking a million questions about why I chose you. Can you give me just a few more minutes of your time? Can you quiet the storm in your own mind so you can hear the strategy of heaven? I promise you that the moments you invest here, will rewrite the narrative of your entire household, because a blessing is coming, but the warning must be received first. Look closely at the patterns of your recent days. Remember the sudden drop in your energy. Remember the quiet voice that told you to pray for that person out of nowhere. Those were my hands reaching out from eternity to touch your heart, but you were too busy trying to fix your own life to notice my gentle touch. I am not telling you this to make you feel guilty or ashamed. I know how heavy your own battles have been lately. I know you are tired in your bones and tired in your thoughts. That is why I am stepping in with absolute authority to shift your focus from your own limitations to my infinite power. Come closer to me now, my beloved child. Let the urgency of this message soften into a deep and sacred connection between our spirits. The noise of the world is fading away into the background as you listen to my breath. You are safe here with me, but the assignment over your family remains fully active. I did not call you here to condemn you for your ignorance. Let me speak softly to the part of you that is most tired. Good. You stayed with me. Now let me reveal the exact nature of the hidden storm you are about to conquer, because you are my chosen instrument of immediate rescue for the one who is drowning. Come closer to me now and let your shoulders drop. You have been carrying a heavy shield for a very long time. Your spirit is weary. Your heart feels like it is running on empty because you have poured out every drop of your love into others. And right now in this quiet moment, I want you to know that your tiredness is fully seen. You have been fighting battles that you never talk about with anyone. You wake up with a heavy chest. Your mind starts racing before your eyes even open. You ask yourself how you will survive another day of demands, and yet you always find a way to drag yourself out of bed because people depend on your strength. I know the physical toll this season has taken on your body. Your shoulders are tight with tension that never truly leaves you. Your throat feels constricted when you try to swallow your anxiety. There is an ache in your bones that sleep cannot fix, because it is a weariness of the soul, not just the flesh. I saw you when you thought the door was completely closed. You sat in the darkness of your room and let the silence swallow your sighs. You wondered if anyone in the world truly understood the depth of your isolation, and you quietly questioned your own worth while you watched others move forward with ease. I saw you when you sat on the edge of your bed in the dark. The house was completely quiet around you. You pressed your hands against your temples to stop the looping thoughts. You felt so small in that moment because you did not know how to fix the broken pieces of your life on your own. You wanted to run away from the pressure. I saw you when you smiled for everyone around the table. Your laughter sounded completely normal to the people around you. They thought you were happy. They envied your constant joy. But under the bright lights, your spirit was quietly weeping because you felt completely detached from the very environment you were trying to entertain. I watched you when you tried to carry the weight of yesterday. You dragged the mistakes of your past into your present moment. You replayed old conversations over and over in your mind. You blamed yourself for things you could not control, and you let the voice of regret dictate the rhythm of your heartbeat. I saw you when the tears fell silently without any sound. You hid in the bathroom because you did not want your family to see your cracking armor. You turned on the faucet to mask the noise of your sorrow. You wiped your face quickly before walking back out into the living room with a fake smile. You acted like nothing happened. That is who you have been for a very long time. You are the strong one. You are the stable foundation for everyone else. People come to you when their lives are falling apart, and you always listen with patience. You absorb their pain. You carry their burdens without ever complaining about your own. But who carries you when your world starts shaking? Who notices the subtle change in your eyes when you are about to break? No one looks close enough to see the hidden cracks in your foundation. They just assume that you will always be fine because you have never allowed yourself to drop the weight. You have built a thick wall around your vulnerability. You tell yourself that needing help is a sign of personal weakness. You push through the pain. You ignore the warning signs. You force your tired body to work extra hours because you believe that your value is tied to your constant productivity. That is a lie that the enemy has whispered into your ear. He wants you to exhaust your natural strength until you have nothing left to give. He wants your vessel to be completely dry. When you are empty, you cannot hear my voice. and you cannot fulfill the sacred duties of your calling. You become blind to the warning signals. That quiet restlessness in your chest is not panic, it is a holy alarm. Your spirit is reacting to something in the spiritual atmosphere. For the past few days, you have felt a strange pressure that you could not fully explain, and you thought you were just experiencing a normal wave of anxiety. You feared you were losing control. Let me decode that feeling for your weary soul right now. Your spirit is highly sensitive to the shifts in the unseen realm, because I designed you that way. You are a watchman. When danger approaches your household, your soul feels the friction before your physical mind can process the data. You sense the storm before the clouds appear. You have been waking up at 3 in the morning with a racing heart. You look at the ceiling in the dark. You feel a sudden urge to check on your loved ones. You try to dismiss these moments as random occurrences, but they are actually my divine nudges calling your spirit to attention. I am calling you to stand guard. Your physical body is mirroring the warfare that is happening around your family. The tension in your neck is not just from your desk job. The sudden headaches are not just from dehydration. Your vessel is absorbing the weight of a spiritual battle that is raging against the person you love. The enemy is trying to weaken your defenses. I see how hard you try to hold everything together. You analyze every scenario. You create perfect plans to secure your financial future. You try to control every moving part of your life, but you are discovering that your human hands are too small to manage the storm on their own. The waves are too high for your strength. It is time to let go of the illusion of control. Your exhaustion is a gentle reminder that you were never meant to carry this universe on your shoulders. You are a creature. I am the creator. When you try to play my role in your life, you will always end up broken and depleted. You must stop trying to fix everything alone. Breathe out the heavy air that has been trapped in your lungs. Let your muscles relax in my presence. You do not have to perform for me today. I do not love you for what you can achieve, because I love you simply because you belong to my house as a precious child. You are safe in my arms right now. Your scars are not ugly to my eyes. I see them as beautiful markers of your endurance. Every time you chose to stay faithful in the dark, you were writing a testimony in the heavenly books. You did not give up when the wind was blowing against your face, and I honor your resilience. You have proven your loyalty in the fire. Let my tenderness wash over the places that hurt the most. I want to heal the bruises that the world left on your heart. People have misunderstood your intentions. They took your generosity and used it for their own selfish gain, leaving you empty and deeply disappointed with humanity. You felt unappreciated and discarded. I saw the betrayal that made you close your heart. You decided that it was safer to live behind a wall of isolation. You stopped trusting people because the pain of disappointment was too sharp to bear again, and you locked yourself inside a prison of your own making to stay safe. But that prison is starving your soul. But I am opening the doors of that prison today. I am not taking love away from your life, but I am restoring love to its holy nature. I want to give you divine discernment so you can protect your sacred garden without hiding from the assignments I have placed on your path. You were made to shine, not to hide. Your heart is a valuable prize in my kingdom. I did not refine you in the fire of affliction, just to let you rust in a corner of neglect. The pain you have endured was a holy preparation for a greater density of glory that is about to be revealed through your life. Every tear was an investment in your future power. Look at the path we have walked together. Think of the times you should have failed but somehow survived. You cannot attribute those miracles to simple luck or coincidence. My hands were shielding you from dangers that you did not even know existed, and I was holding you up when your knees were buckled. You are still standing today because my grace is sufficient for your weakness. Your human energy may be completely spent, but my divine power is completely infinite. When you reach the end of your own strength, you are finally standing at the true beginning of my supernatural intervention. I excel when you have nothing left. Let the peace that passes all human understanding settle into your mind. The enemy wants you to focus on your limitations so you feel disqualified from the fight. He whispers that you are too tired to make a difference, but I say that your weakness is the perfect stage for my strength. You are exactly where I need you to be. Listen carefully as the silence speaks to your spirit. You are being reconnected to the true source of your power. The heavy burden is rolling off your back right now because you are choosing to trust my words over your feelings. You are ready to hear the strategy for your loved one. Let me lift the veil from your eyes. The danger surrounding your loved one does not belong to the physical world. It is an unseen warfare happening in the deep shadows of the spiritual realm. If you do not step into your divine calling today, you might lose them to the darkness. I want you to listen to an ancient secret right now, because it will reveal your true authority. You have felt so isolated in your silent struggles during this heavy season. You thought that nobody was paying attention to your heavy tears. But my presence has been wrapping around your fragile life since the day you were born, and I have never left your side for a single breath during your heavy trials. You must understand that you are not walking through this desert alone. I am standing right beside you in the middle of the crowded room. I hear the silent prayers that you whisper when your throat is dry. Your tears are counted, and every time you feel like falling, my invisible hands are already reaching out to catch your frame. Let me take your mind back to an ancient valley from long ago. I want to tell you about a man named Abraham, whom I called my chosen friend. He stood on top of a high mountain and looked down at a city covered in deep wickedness. His nephew Lot was living inside that dangerous place without knowing that destruction was coming down. The people of that city were sleeping soundly in their comfortable beds. They did not see the fire that was preparing to fall from the heavens. The clocks were ticking down. But Abraham could feel the weight of the spiritual storm in his own bones, because I had shared my secret plans with his spirit before the judgment began. I was there when Abraham stepped forward into my holy presence with a trembling heart. He did not run away in fear of my great majesty. He stood in the gap for his loved ones. And he began to plead with me for the lives of the innocent people who were trapped inside that doom because he could not bear the thought of losing them. I listened carefully when my servant asked me to spare the place for 45 righteous souls. He kept pushing forward with his bold requests. He asked me again and again as the numbers went down from 40 to 30 and then 20. He was bargaining with eternity because the love in his heart was deeper than his fear of my wrath. I was there when the number reached 10 lonely souls in his desperate prayer. Abraham fell silent before my throne. He had reached the absolute limit of his human words. But his broken spirit was still crying out for the rescue of his family. He returned to his tent, while the heavy clouds of judgment began to roll over the horizon. The next morning, the ground was shaking with great violence. Fire and burning sulfur fell upon the cities of the plain. The smoke rose up from the earth like the smoke of a giant furnace. Abraham stood on the distant mountain and watched the destruction with a broken heart because he thought his prayers had failed to save his nephew. But Abraham did not know what was happening inside the burning walls. He could not see the angels that I had sent into the middle of the fire. I had commanded my powerful messengers to enter the smoke and grab the hands of Lot and his precious children before the disaster struck. They dragged them out of the gates just before the stones collapsed. I was there when Lot reached the safety of the small mountains. He was breathing heavily from the narrow escape. He was alive. His daughters were safe. They did not lose their lives to the destruction because a watchman had stayed awake on the distant mountain to plead for their destiny, while they were completely unaware of their own danger. My child, I want you to look at your own life through the lens of this ancient truth. You are the Abraham of your household today. You are the one whom I have positioned on the high mountain of spiritual awareness. I need you to open your spiritual eyes. The person you love is currently living in a dangerous environment that is slowly draining their soul. They cannot see the invisible traps that the enemy has placed around their feet. They think they are just making normal choices for their career or their relationships, but I can see the spiritual darkness that is trying to squeeze the hope out of their hearts. They are completely numb to the danger because the noise of the world has blinded them. I was there when you felt that sudden urge to cry out for them last Tuesday. You were washing the dishes in your kitchen. You were driving your car to work. Out of nowhere, a wave of deep sadness hit your chest, and you felt a need to say their name out loud before my throne, but you did not understand why your heart was aching so much. That ache was my Holy Spirit connecting your heart to their silent battlefield. I was placing their burden upon your shoulders because you are the only one who can pray them out of that prison. If you do not stand in the gap for them, nobody else will do it. Their protection depends entirely on your willingness to stay awake and fight. I was there when you almost gave up on your prayers for their life. You looked at their stubborn behavior and you felt so discouraged. They seemed to be moving further away from my light every single day. You whispered that your words were making no difference at all, but I want you to know that your cries were already moving my angels. You must understand the immense weight of your specific position. You are not a random person who stumbled into their life by accident. I have woven your destinies together with divine precision. When I look at your family, I see your spirit standing as a massive wall of fire that prevents the enemy from flooding their lives with total destruction. The enemy wants to make you feel completely helpless in this trial. He whispers that you are just one single person against a massive storm. He tells you that your faith is too small to move the mountain. But he is terrified of your obedience, because he knows that a single watchman who stands with my authority can scatter 1,000 demons. Think of the spiritual lineage that you are carrying inside your soul. You are a descendant of the conquerors who walked through the parted seas. The same power that raised Christ from the dead is vibrating inside your heart right now. You do not have to beg the enemy for mercy, because I have already given you the legal keys to bind his dark operations. Look at the person who needs your prayers today with my eyes. Do not judge them by their current mistakes or their harsh words to you. They are acting out of the deep pain that is trapping their spirit. They are fighting an invisible oppressor who wants to choke their potential, and your intercession is the only weapon that can shatter those heavy chains. I know that your heart has been deeply wounded by the very person you are called to protect. They have taken your kindness and thrown it back in your face. They have spoken words that cut through your soul like sharp knives. You felt tempted to walk away from them forever because the sting of their rejection was too painful for your heart to endure. But I am calling you to a higher level of holy love today. This love does not depend on their performance or their gratitude toward you. It is a sacrificial mantle that stands firm in the middle of the raging fire. I am filling your empty cup with my supernatural grace so you can pour out life upon their wounds, even when they reject your mercy. Your human arguments will never change their stubborn mind. Your intense anger will only push them further into the dark cave of isolation. Your frustration will not break the addiction or the depression that is chasing them. But your quiet prayers before my holy altar will completely bypass their emotional walls and strike the dark forces. Every time you mention their name in my presence, a shift happens in the unseen atmosphere. The chains around their mind begin to loosen up a little bit. The angels of protection move closer to their physical body. You might not see the results with your human eyes today, but the spiritual foundation of their captivity is cracking under your prayers. Do not let the spirit of discouragement steal your spiritual weapon. The enemy wants you to believe that nothing is changing behind the heavy curtain. He wants you to drop your hands in complete defeat. But I am telling you that the harvest of your tears is closer than you think, and the very person who rejected you will soon run to your arms. I have watched your long endurance through the midnight hours of this painful season. I have recorded every single word that came out of your broken heart. Your faithfulness has not been forgotten in my house. I am setting a table of restoration for your entire family, and the enemy will have to stand at a distance and watch my glory. And now, my chosen watchman, I need you to sit up and hear what I am about to declare over your life. You have heard me whisper peace over your deepest pain. Now hear me speak over your situation with absolute authority. The time for weeping in secret has come to an end, because I am about to march into your battlefield right now. And now, since the invisible veil has been completely lifted from your eyes, I command you to stand up straight, lift your chin, and get ready for the next shift. In the very next moment, I am going to join you in the middle of this arena, and together we will break the secret trap of the enemy once and for all. Do not fear the wind. Hear my voice vibrating through the atmosphere right now. The crisis that is shaking your family is not a sign of your destruction. It is the exact location of your greatest turning point. The enemy wants you to believe that this storm is a final punishment from heaven. But I tell you that it is actually my radical protection in disguise to keep your family safe. Look at the chaos with my spiritual eyes today. This is not a tragedy that will break your household forever. It is a holy rearrangement of your entire destiny. Because I am tearing down the corrupt foundations that have held you back for decades, you must stop mourning over a closed door that was originally meant to crush your beautiful spirit. I am stripping the legal authority of every dark voice. The confusion you see in your loved one is temporary. It is a blinding that the adversary is using right now. He wants to hide his own terror because he knows that their sudden awakening will completely destroy his operations in your city before the sun goes down tomorrow evening. Not a failure, but a foundation for a massive victory. Not an ending, but the opening of a glorious chapter. You must stand firm against the lies of fear, and you must stop measuring my infinite power by the physical size of the giant that is standing in front of your small house during this difficult trial. The delay that made you weep has served its purpose. I held you back from walking into toxic rooms safely. I knew the hidden traps of the enemy well, and I allowed the sharp rejection to sting your soul, because it was the only way to detach your clean hands from relationships that were designed to drain your future anointing completely. I am declaring a total reversal over your household now. What the enemy meant for evil is being converted quickly. The weapon of deliverance is being forged in this room, and the very ground that felt like quicksand beneath your bleeding feet is turning into solid rock because I am cementing your high position as a leader in my kingdom forever. Listen to the sound of the heavy chains shaking now. I am breaking the multi-generational patterns of paralysis today. The lack and the chronic sickness must leave your home. The legacy of fear and the sudden departures end here in this sacred moment because a faithful watchman decided to stand in the gap with absolute courage and deep faith. The trap that was set for your family is failing. The secret plots of the adversary are being exposed completely. The blinding light of my presence is filling the room. The enemy thought he could steal your child while you were sleeping in your distraction, but he did not count on the fire that I planted inside your broken spirit long ago. The trap is broken. The chains are completely shattered. The darkness is fleeing from your home right now. Lift your hands and claim the total victory that has been authorized by the courts of heaven, because the spiritual oppressor has no more legal right to torment your mind or touch your family line again. They are coming out of the dark cave today. I am breathing my divine breath back into them. The vicious addictions are losing their grip on their thoughts. The heavy depression is lifting like morning fog before the rising sun, and they will look into your eyes with clear vision to see that my hand saved them from death. You have fought a magnificent battle in the unseen realm. The arrows of the adversary have been blunted safely. The shield of your intercession stayed strong through the night. You did not run away when the wind was howling through your house, and I am recording your steady obedience in the eternal books of victory with great pride and joy. I have seen your immense suffering in deep silence. Now I am speaking over your soul with tenderness. The time for fighting with your own energy is over. The declaration of victory has been made in the heavens, and what remains for your heart is one single act of total surrender before my holy altar in this room. Come out of the war room right now, my child. Enter into my holy sanctuary of absolute rest today. You do not have to carry the future alone anymore. Lift your tired eyes to my face and let the adrenaline of the battle drain out of your muscles, because I am the one who holds the final outcome safely in my hands. Drop your heavy shoulders completely in my warm presence. Let the painful tension in your neck dissolve completely. Breathe in the clean air of my divine spirit now, and exhale the toxic fumes of panic that have kept your mind racing for weeks while you were trying to solve every single problem with limited human wisdom and worry. Open your clenched fists before my altar right now. Release the people you love into my capable hands. Stop trying to protect them with your limited power. You must realize that your desperate grip was only causing more friction. So let go of the control, because my love for them is deeper than your own human understanding. Place the terrifying thoughts about tomorrow into my palms. Trust that I am already working ahead of you. I am straightening the crooked paths for your household now. I am aligning the right resources, and I am moving the right hearts to support your destiny while you are resting quietly here in the shadow of my protective wings. Let a wave of absolute peace wash over you. The wounds of your mind are being healed completely. The nightmare that kept you awake is losing power. I am replacing the mental images of failure with a beautiful vision of restoration that will fill your home with laughter and singing once again very soon, without any delay. Feel the cool oil of my anointing pouring down. It is soothing the bruises that the world left. It is restoring the years that the locusts ate. You are being renewed from the inside out because your fragile vessel is precious to my house, and I will never allow your bright anointing to be extinguished by the dark forces. Let your heart overflow with deep gratitude right now. Do not wait for the physical evidence to appear. Offer me your song of thanksgiving in the dark. Celebrate the victory in advance, because my promises are completely infallible, and they never return to me without fulfilling their cosmic purpose in your life and family. I am sealing the safety of your loved one. I am placing a holy seal on their forehead. No demon can scratch off my mark of ownership. They are surrounded by a wall of fortress that will keep them safe from the storms. And your home is becoming a secure fortress of my glory, where fear cannot breathe anymore. You are standing on a new foundation of authority. The weakness that made you weep is a trophy. My perfect grace is sufficient for your fragile life. Walk forward with a light heart, because the battle has been won, and the harvest of your tears is finally ready to be gathered into your open arms with singing. Receive my ultimate blessing of rest for your soul. The heavy weight has been rolled away cleanly. The clarity of heaven is filling your thoughts today. Be still and know that I am your God, your safe refuge, and your eternal defender, who will never leave you alone in the middle of this difficult trial. Your family line is safe under my constant watch. The dark cloud has been completely lifted from your roof. The light of a new dawn is breaking through cleanly, and every single promise that I have spoken over your future generations will manifest exactly as I have planned, because my sovereignty over your destiny cannot be shaken easily. Rest your weary soul in this beautiful confidence now. Do not let the fading echoes of the storm disturb you. The victory is fully secure in my eternal house today. And as you prepare to step back out into the physical world, remember that you are walking with the supreme authority of the one who has already conquered the grave for your sake. The spiritual battle has ended. A beautiful calm is spreading through your home today. You can feel the heavy atmosphere lifting from your rooms right now. And because you stayed faithful during the midnight hours of this painful season, the enemy has retreated into the shadows where my light completely blinds his eyes. Breathe in this victory. Let your heart rest completely. You have stood firm. You are my faithful watchman. The shield of your deep intercession has saved your loved one from a hidden disaster. But now you must protect this great victory from the subtle doubts of tomorrow, because the adversary loves to return when you are completely off guard. You must stay alert. You must seal this blessing permanently. I am giving you a direct mandate. You must secure the peace of your household right now. Do not treat this moment as a casual experience. Lift your hands toward my throne and prepare to anchor the covenant, because your obedience has practical power to change the spiritual atmosphere of this room. You have received the truth. Take the physical step now. Like this video immediately. This is a holy act of agreement between your heart and my throne. It is not a simple digital interaction for an earthly platform. This action stands as a physical sign of your deep spiritual submission, while it tells the unseen world that you are fully awake to your destiny. You are my watchman. Protect your family line. Look down at the comment section. Prepare to write your holy decree right now. Type the words, "God is my safe refuge," if you choose to trust my word today. When your fingers touch the screen to type these letters, you are locking the doors of your home against the dark forces that tried to destroy your peace. You are building a monument. The enemy cannot erase it. Write the specific name of your loved one. Do not hide their identity from my altar. I want to wash their name with my clean blood today. Declare their absolute freedom out loud while you enter their initials into this space, because your written words will stand as a powerful witness of their deliverance. The hidden trap has been broken cleanly. They are safe. You cannot keep this light hidden. Your testimony belongs to the world. Share this urgent warning with 3 separate souls. who are quietly sleeping in their distractions today. They need to hear my voice through your generous hands because their own families are currently facing hidden dangers in the dark without any protection. Wake them up now. Be their lighthouse. This is a divine rescue mission. You are working for the kingdom. You are tearing down the isolation that the enemy uses to destroy lonely spirits. Do not let fear or hesitation stop your hand, because I have anointed your spirit to carry hope into the broken places where my children are quietly weeping. Break their chains, share the light, subscribe to this sacred sanctuary right now. Turn on the notification bell immediately. Do not miss my next instructions for your journey. By making this steady commitment, you are turning your daily digital device into a pure gateway for my constant guidance through the storms of life. You need fresh direction. You need daily oil. Do not wander back into the noise. The world will try to distract your mind again. You must establish a steady routine of listening to my voice here. When you return to this quiet space every morning, I will give you the specific blueprints to protect your home from the traps of the adversary. Stay close to me. Keep your lamp burning. Look at yourself in my mirror. Your old identity is completely gone. You are no longer the weary survivor who must struggle alone in the dark. I have raised you up to be an iron pillar of strength and a beacon of absolute peace for your entire family line. The curses have lost their grip. You are free. You walk with supreme authority. The words of your mouth carry heavenly weight. When you speak peace, the raging storm must obey your command. When you command the enemy to leave your house, he must pack his bags immediately because the mantle of my chosen watchman is resting fully upon your shoulders. Stand in your power. Do not look back. Your home is a secure fortress. Fear cannot breathe inside your rooms anymore. I am placing a holy seal on your front door today. The dark cloud has been completely lifted from your roof, while the light of a new dawn is breaking through to bless your children with an unshakable kingdom. The past is finished. The glory is here. My promises are completely infallible. They will manifest exactly as I have planned. My sovereignty over your destiny cannot be shaken easily by human malice. You have proven your loyalty in the fire of this silent warfare, and now you will walk in the true abundance of my vindication before your enemies. Receive your reward. Enjoy the harvest. The person you love is completely secure. My powerful angels have established a permanent perimeter around their physical body right now. They will not slip into the hidden pitfall. My hand has pulled them back from the edge of destruction because your intercession was loud enough to move the courts of heaven. Trust the invisible work. It is fully complete. Let the remaining questions fade away. Your tired mind can rest now. Come closer to my heart in this quietness. You have fought a good fight, my beloved child, and now the deep waters of my eternal peace are flowing over your soul to wash away your exhaustion. The warfare is over. Sleep in my arms. I am holding your future safely. I am managing the details of your financial needs. I am healing the wounds of your emotional trauma right now. You do not have to perform perfectly to receive my favor, because my grace is a free gift that belongs to your trusting heart. Let your mind grow still. Have absolute confidence. My presence will walk before you tomorrow. I will give you clear vision for your next steps. I will guard your feet from every hidden snare. Go forward with a light heart and a joyful spirit because you are deeply loved, you are fully protected, and you are never alone. Peace be unto your entire household. Amen.